Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Brian is here.
Hello.
Matthew is here.
What up?
Sam is here.
Hello.
Rob is here.
Hi.
And our favorite GM, Rodrigo, is here.
Hey.
Hey. So I hear you got a game for us this week.
Yeah, apparently.
I mean, that's why people are downloading and tuning in. Thanks, everybody, for downloading and tuning in. It means a lot to us.
Yeah.
I think if I'm correct in my maths, because we're all great at maths in this game, I think we are 10 episodes away as of this recording from episode 500.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So, is that the one where we all get to play each other's characters?
I don't know what we're going to do on that one.
We all rotate.
Maybe it'll just be a regular show.
So I'll be the DM.
Maybe
Rodrigo will be Little Sparkle.
Maybe we'll just celebrate it with a non-celebration, and we'll just call the Guinness World people and have them tabulate everything and go from there.
That is kind of the Major Spoilers way.
It is, right?
Yeah.
We tend to just blow right past anniversaries, and then 10 episodes later, we're like, oh, yeah.
We're going to celebrate episode 510.
Yeah.
Take it from an old married man. You don't want to get away with that forever. You're not gonna.
Well, we've done it for 13 years. I think 13 more will be okay.
Yeah.
But hey, we're here to play a game, so Rodrigo, please take it away.
13 is a TPK anniversary.
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, so last time
on Critical Hit,
I believe you guys had successfully gotten another god on board.
Hooray!
Hey.
Got a pretty good tiger.
He's not good tiger. He's a great tiger.
He's excellent.
Yeah.
He's the best at what he does.
He's not best tiger.
Yes.
He's great tiger. Best tiger is a different guy.
Yeah.
And we fought off some Gith too.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're Gelpt. Is what's
and we used our magical brain powers. We're like the Care Bears. That's what we were. We were using our power of feelings.
We clapped for
Kind of
Tinkerbell.
dead.
It was awesome, and I loved it.
Or like the season finale of Legends of Tomorrow that one time.
Yeah,
That
we
one was
formed a
great.
giant Tickle Me Elmo.
Wasn't that a season finale for Buffy too?
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
totally was.
there's something to be said for somebody asking you to think of the shape of your own destruction and trying to come up with, something nicer. So
Couldn't help it. It just popped into my head.
we all kind of live in that strange area. What else?
Something's up with the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We called our ride out.
She said hard port. That doesn't necessarily mean something's wrong. I mean, we may be projecting.
Well,
We're trying to get picked up. We'll see what happens.
Right. Just because disaster goes everywhere we go doesn't mean that disaster goes everywhere that everyone we know goes.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Was it a disaster?
It was the utter sense of dread that comes with every end of this. At the end of every episode of this
with every success. With every success.
With every success.
What
I was
impending doom
so
am I
surprised
forgetting?
about succeeding multiple times last week
Yeah.
that I completely forgot about hard to port.
Yeah.
Just focus on the positive, Rob.
Maybe it was just wine and cheese time.
There's 9. Oh, Stephen Francis Godzilla Schleicher.
Rodrigo, please
No,
tell
your
us
middle
what
name
happens
was
next.
Godzilla?
It is, right?
That's actually his maiden name.
Mm. Yeah, I could understand why you took her name then.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm serious too. Let's play.
All right. So yes, you guys are driving your buoy as fast as you can, and soon you see some smoke in the distance,
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
right about where the Dawn's Arena dropped you off.
To the smoke.
Smoke
Okay.
on the water of the astral sea.
Mm-hmm. As you guys approach, you see that at least part of the conflagration was that Gith ship that got away from you.
Mm.
Oh, did they get it?
They do appear to have gotten it.
Did it get
there's
them too?
Oh, no.
Yep, it seems to be kind of half sunk.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Oh, are you asking if they did any
Yeah, I was
damage
asking if
to
the Gith also if the Gith hit the Duns arena.
Yeah, it looks like they did, but just some mostly external damage to it. There is a weird glowing light. It's kind of like a weird green glow emanating from the Tsarina. It's just hard for you to see it because it's it's so much farther up. But as you approach, it dies down and the back hatch opens for you.
No, we will slide in with caution.
So it's glowing green,
It was.
but it stopped.
It has stopped. Yes.
Maybe as the locator beacon.
Mm,
Because the astral sea is vast.
That's true. But I mean, when you have smoke on the water and a fire in the sky, something is wrong.
That's why I said we slide in with caution, because maybe this is a trap.
Could be.
Yep.
If it's a trap, we're in a lot of trouble.
Steer casually.
I don't think we can. The buoy's still super damaged, is it not?
It is. I
Yep.
assume that any attempt to do things either quietly or carefully really just ends up like parking a bumper car. So
Well, I
just
thought-
kind of.
I thought it always did that. I mean,
Yeah, well, that's part of it. So hey, I mean, if you're trying to look like nothing has changed,
well, I mean, you described it as steering like I believe the phrase was a hungover hadrosaur. Or I may have imagined that, but yeah, that's the thing.
Sounds more like your imagination.
Yeah.
That does sound like me.
hadrosaurs were straight edge, so I would have never said that. Anyway, you guys park the freaking ship inside the other ship.
The other frickin'
Okay.
Docking procedures complete.
Yeah.
We
We
will.
shall.
Is there anybody there to greet us, or do we need to go look around?
There is not anybody there. Well, there is a crew member there. They're closing the hatch behind you.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it is now.
Okay. Where's Sarsa?
She's up at the helm.
All right. We'll make our way up there, I think.
Okay. Well, when you go up, you see that there are a couple of big scorch marks on the deck, but really not much, no damage that appears to really hinder the ship. And when Sarsa sees you, she comes down from the helm area to talk to you.
I see that that you only had some minor difficulties with the Gith.
Yes, we were able to spot them before they spotted us.
Good. We were afraid from your message that there might be bigger problems.
Well, not so far. How was your trip?
Successful.
Yeah.
That's good to hear.
Anybody else want to fill her in?
Yes, we were able to defeat the Gith fleet that was here and get Great Tiger to promise to join.
And Randus has developed a potential countermeasure to further Gith attacks.
Maybe.
We discovered they're using psionic crystals to float on the astral sea.
Well, if you can figure out anything about them as far as their what you would need for it, we could probably get some for you.
I think the main thing we would need is probably more of their psychic crystals. Not sure how easily that'd be obtained or cultivated.
I point off to the edge of our ship and say, "Look, right there.
Yeah.
Can we haul some of that wreckage on here?"
I don't think that's a good idea.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So-
if the only way to acquire them is to fight more Gith, then that seems counterproductive. So let's pin that and maybe add it to something else we can research.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
She goes up to the helm and activates the super solenoid, And you guys begin traveling. 2 rings of energy appear, and when you pass through them, you can see Rutile Island in the distance.
All right.
Glad everything's working out well.
Oh, yes. We saw them before they saw us, so we were able to keep them at bay pretty well.
Well, let's check in, see if there's anything new to report, and get some rest before our next mission.
Yeah, sounds good.
The ship goes into the cove and into the docks. And docks. And you guys are able to get off. Pistonella's there.
Hey.
And she looks at the damage. I had a feeling.
Yeah.
We did face a Gith fleet.
Well, we pretty much took it out.
Yes. And the worst damage is to the buoy.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'll look at it. I gotta double check the solenoid, but after that, I'll make sure that everything else is working.
All
Great.
Sarsa disembarks as well. Well, I am sure that I have a pretty enormous stack of paperwork to get through, so why don't you all get some rest and you can figure out, or you can fill me in as to where you're planning on going once you're all rested up and ready to go.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks. So I guess we'll go, do we need to say goodbye to Stabums, pay him off, or do whatever? And
No,
Yeah.
Stabums just goes back to his regular job.
oh, okay.
Have fun hunting.
Okay, bye.
Just wanders off.
Yeah, I guess we should probably go get some sleep
this-
really quick.
Sounds good.
All right, so you guys rest up.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
Take a nap.
Clean up and eat some food.
Have some dip.
Yep, you
Mhm.
guys are feeling pretty good.
Yay. We had another win.
Success has gone to our heads.
Yep.
Now, how will we have that crushed?
Well,
There's no way we can fail now.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? I'm so glad you said that.
I'm still
out.
surprised we haven't failed
Great
there's still
tiger.
time.
today.
There's still time. Don't worry.
There is indeed still time.
For now.
I think I'll go check in with Sarsa really quick to see, get an update and everything from what she's found out.
Okay.
If everybody else wants to go along, that's cool. Or if they have their own thing to do, that is also cool.
I'm going to go try and figure out who my new researcher is.
And I'm going to want to check in with Salaf.
Are we pretty much thinking Thien next?
So that's actually a good question. I thought about what Great Tiger said about seeking Asmodeus's competition. And I was thinking we might actually want to try perhaps Magubliet or Rafaga. Exactly.
Those were the two that I was thinking as well. And I was actually going to ask you two, point to Sparkle and Randus, about that. How good of a look did you get at those troll traps?
I mean, a pretty good look. I couldn't recreate them or anything like that. I'm not. But I could disable one again if I found one.
I'm pretty sure
All right.
Sakar could disable one if he found another one.
Well, sure.
I have a few ideas on Malgulbiet at least.
Oh.
And he's a trickster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think Mesco is more of the trickster.
Well,
Magubliet is
Gubliet
more
is all
of
about
a-
the cheating and the traps.
Yes.
Mesco is a trickster. Yeah, that might work for Mesco as well.
What was your idea?
Those egg orb things,
Mm-hmm.
offering them up to one of the two of them, as that seems pretty up their alley right now.
The ones that make people walk in random directions?
Yes.
I am incredibly loath to give away something that I don't understand.
So am I, but I'm looking at all of our chips, and we don't have a lot.
I think that we have a chip with Rafaga in that we are being opposed by Gamma, and Gamma is made an enemy of her, and that she seems like a natural
opposition to.
Yes, exactly, since their domains would clash rather badly, and it would likely be that Asmodeus would make a power grab on her if he was ascendant.
But do we
And-
even know how not having a head would affect her?
Well,
I have a direct path to her head.
what?
Yeah, remember he got what's his name?
The
part
owner of her
the-
head is part of the Cobalt Alley, right?
You could challenge him.
She could challenge
She
him.
could challenge him.
Or her
Oh.
head?
Would that require you giving her an invite?
Yes.
Can you give another invite?
Guy,
Huh?
I can give more than one invite.
You can.
I shouldn't throw them around like willy-nilly, but
Mm-hmm.
another god
If you think they're not going to make a mess of things,
think they're only going to make a mess of one thing.
that still sounds like a mess.
It's an option. Thank you,
It's
Guy.
up to you, champ.
Thank you, Guy.
Gets back in the backpack.
All right. I've got a vision of a three-way alliance. Well, where we get Maglubiet to cheat on behalf of Rafaga in a game against Gamma.
I don't know how Malgubliet gets to said game to help cheating.
Oh, I'm just saying that you get given an invite to Malgubliet.
But he cheats.
Oh, are you not supposed to invite cheaters to the tournament?
I'm not going to risk a cheater and misappropriating my standings.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I only have so many invites before it gets
Out
iffy.
of control. Well, I still think
And-
that Malgubliet and Rafaga are two good picks, and possibly Rafaga first, since we have something of an in.
Yeah.
Now, she might try to kill Wurm Mirandus.
I don't think she'll kill either of them.
Well, try to burn something that they like.
Yeah, that whole burning their books.
Yeah.
Thing.
But those were my top picks. I'd say we check in with our various sources of information, though, and find out if we have any further leads.
Yeah. I still think Thene's probably a good plan, just because we've already sent her a
An
Envoy.
emissary? Sure. And she doesn't necessarily seem like the kind of goddess that would, I don't know, attack us.
and I can't imagine her appreciating Asmodeus in power.
Oh, see, I could. Why not? There's nothing
Yeah,
in
maybe.
her portfolio that hints to her being, opposed to tyranny. Dictatorships can have wonderful libraries. That they're just, only some people get to look at them.
Fair. Can't imagine her getting to be one of the people.
Why?
She's smart enough. She may be smart enough to take him on.
Well, why don't we check in with our various sources, and then I just think we've got a good top 3 list.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
And break.
What are Sakar and Randas doing?
What time is it?
It's like late morning.
We should go talk to somebody.
So
Who do we need to talk to?
You guys have any resources that you want to use or anything you want to make?
Was
in the armory?
someone wanting me to
Ooh, we
make a
could
thing?
make- I've been looking at upgrading my swords.
I asked you about a thing last year.
Oh, but you're gone. You've done your thing now.
So we'll just see if you guys think of something that you want to do. In the meantime, Orem will go see Sarza.
Good morning, Sarsa.
Hello, Orem.
Thank you for all of your assistance on this most recent trip.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Hopefully, when you came back, there was not too much work for you to do.
I mean, there was, but I've always been somewhat of a bureaucrat, so I have a system.
Good. So is there any new word since we've been gone on the state of the universe or time slowing down or anything?
From what we can see, there is some sort of fraying happening, but it is minor and largely observable in places that are very empty. So it seems that the more populated a place is, the more resistant it seems to be, which is good because that means that the majority of people are, as of right now, still safe from any sort of problematic time dilation.
That's good. That's good. Any info that has come in maybe from any of our other emissaries or groups or secret ninjas?
I do have some reports, but if you'd like to hear about the comings and goings of Salath's skits, you probably want to talk to Salath.
Sure.
He'll give you a much more complete picture.
Right.
The emissary that we sent to the Sage's Rectory has reported back. She says that everything seems to be in order and has achieved a somewhat of a standing invitation for you all to see Theen. So I would suggest that you prioritize that so as not to keep her waiting.
Yeah, I think she is one of the 3 that are being considered right now. But yeah, Theen sounds like a good possible choice. I'll pass that along to everyone else.
Okay.
Anything else you think we should know at this point?
Don't think so. Not off the top of my head.
Okay. Well,
but I'll let you know if I come up with anything.
Okay. I just wanted to check in and see how the state of the universe was going.
Well, if you get a chance, you might actually want to talk to Gardenia. She might have different insight on that.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you.
Yep. No problem. She gets back to work.
I'll go find Gardenia, I guess.
Okay. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Little Sparkle goes to see Salath.
Yep.
Okay. Well, he's in his tower.
Cool.
Also doing some paperwork.
Good morning.
Oh, I heard you got back.
Yep. We crashed pretty soon after. It was a long day, but a successful one.
That's good to hear.
What's news?
What is news? We don't have a lot of positive things to report. We've gotten people in Waypoint, but we do know for a fact that Iranko doesn't seem to be there. So if you're looking to speak to a god, going to that city is probably not going to be very helpful right now.
Fair enough. Well, let us know if you hear anything change.
All of my other investigations are still going, still looking into the Asmodean research group and what their location might be, but don't have a lot to go on there.
Well, we brought back some crystals that we took off the Gith ships. Thank you for letting us know about that fleet. It was a perfect in for negotiations.
Oh, yes, of course.
But we were able to defeat it and figure out how they're keeping themselves afloat on the astral sea. So I don't know if that's technology the Gith themselves invented or if it was developed with the help of this research group, but perhaps tracing its origins could help you.
We'll look into it. I would be surprised if it wasn't Gith technology. Those creatures have been legendary, a part of Astral Sea lore forever. So, I mean, this might be a new way for them to get around, but I would imagine them supposedly being psychic. This is probably something they themselves developed. I'll look into it.
That they definitely seem to actually be psychic. They used some kind of rock that the Aurum and Brandis had interfered with their powers, but it didn't seem to mess with the Giths.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. So because their power source is different, it didn't mess with their powers.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I did see your report on the statusite.
Yeah, statusite. That's what it was.
Another reason to try and hurry up and find this research group.
Yeah, if they're making more of that, that would not be good for, people who don't fight with their brains or knives.
Right.
All right. Well, I think we're actually going to head to either Theen, Rafaga, or Maglubliet next. We've got the emissary already at Theen's, so if that's going smoothly, we're going to go there. And then we thought Rafaga and Maglubiet might be. Great Tiger suggested we look to people who would have something to lose if Asmodeus wins.
That is not a bad idea. I will say I've actually had a surprisingly difficult time getting or embedding someone at Malgubliet's Island because I've not been able to employ any goblins. And only goblins and goblinoids are really make their home there, so that's been difficult.
Interesting.
As far as Rafaga, there are other populations in Burning Mountain that I've been able to get some information from, but if you'll pardon the pun, it's going to be a hell of an uphill climb to talk to Rafaga. This is not a reasonable god.
Yeah, I'm well, we know that Gamma has her head. Though I'm guessing at this point she knows that Gamma has her head, but Gamma's no friend of ours at this point, so maybe we can work out some kind of deal.
I mean, you'd be able to work some kind of deal if you had an inn.
Yeah.
Showing up and saying, well, we hate the same guy is not going to do much for you.
Fair enough. What do you mean by unreasonable? Just prone to setting things on fire and watching them burn for fun?
Yes. I don't know if you've ever dealt with anyone that just had a very bad temper and a matching sort of ego to restructure things. If they did something wrong, they get very mad, and it also becomes someone else's fault in the process.
Sounds delightful.
It is dangerous, but certainly there might be other ways to approach Rafaga, not just through her hatreds, but we have it on good authority that she hates. Basically, she really doesn't like smart people and smart creatures. Probably some sort of inferiority complex. So if you were able to get any dirt on, say, Thene or the Bronze Prince, you might be able to leverage that.
Interesting.
Or if you gave her something more concrete on Asmodeus, if you could show her that he meant to move against her.
All right. Well, I'll hold off on maybe those two for now until we can get more information, and possibly from Thene. If we make an alliance with her, then probably don't want to sell her to Rafaga, but maybe we'll get something from our libraries that we can use.
Sounds good.
Thanks.
No problem.
I will head out.
Okay. And Ket was going to the library?
Yep, that was the plan.
Ket goes to the library.
How many librarians are here at this point?
Maybe 4.
I'll try and get one's attention.
Oh, hey. Hello.
Hi. Did I grab Suli's attention or just...
No, there's just some random librarian.
Okay. Was Suli here at all?
Doesn't seem to be.
Okay.
Maybe not her shift.
Have you guys been able to pull anything new since we were last here?
But well, we're still trying to compile some stuff. But we did find some information on Mesco. He brings out a couple tomes and sets them down. They've got some tabs on them.
Good. Do you know when Suli is going to be back in?
Oh, probably later today.
Okay. I will start looking through these then to see if I can find anything.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go read a book.
Okay. Did Randus and or Sakar figure out something they wanted to do?
We did find what Rob was wanting to make.
What is it?
Elegant Ring of Passage. So that'd be some. It's a 21,000 gold, which we got the money for. So when you teleport, increase this distance. So you teleport by 1. If you're an Eldrin, increase the distance by 2. As a daily magic item power. As a move action, teleport 6 squares, not including additional distance gained from the item's property. If you have reached at least 1 milestone today, you do not need line of sight for this teleport. However, you attempt to teleport to an occupied space, the power fails to function and is expanded.
Okay.
Does Ket count as an Eldrin?
Yeah, how does that work?
Not
Does he only get to
yet.
go to 1.5?
Not yet. Oh, he's got a thing. 1.5.
Oh, he's got a thing.
1.25.
Yep, that seems fine. Do you have the ring slot for it?
I, in fact, do.
Okay.
We get
Yep,
2,
that
right?
seems fine
Yeah.
if you want to work on that.
Okay.
Yay.
How big are these rings that we only have 2 slots but 10 fingers?
They're, ring size.
They're just that powerful.
That's exactly right. Rings,
Don't hold your hands too
Especially-
close
yeah.
together.
yeah, especially in 4th edition, like rings don't show up until like level 12 or 13 or something like that.
The lowest one is 7, then it jumps
Oh, there you
to a couple at 11.
Yeah.
It's like a couple every level until like 14, where we actually get a chunk of them.
Yeah. So rings are meant to be a bigger deal because you're, cramming that much magic into a helmet, I guess, is a lot easier than putting it into a little ring. And that's why, if you wear 2 in one hand, they kind of cancel each other out.
Makes sense.
Does that mean Randus only has 1 ring slot?
No, Randus, as with like back in the day when he had like bracers, Randus can actually install a ring in his hand. Like he can unscrew a finger,
That's
put a
good.
ring in the socket, and then screw the finger back in.
Yes, the ring is just threaded. So, yep, I make a ring, I suppose.
Okay.
Yay.
What about Sakar?
Man, I don't know. I'm going to go and I'm going to visit Pixo.
Okay.
Because why not?
All right. You go see Pixo. He is looking over some charts.
Hey, Pixo.
Ah! Oh, hi, Sakar. Snuck
I'm
up
not-
on.
I'm not that stealthy.
Sorry, I was just looking over things. My mind was wandering, away.
That does happen. You're a cartographer.
Yep. An astrocartographer.
I was wondering if, clearly we don't know where all of the domains of the revived gods are.
I mean, we have a good idea.
We have an idea of all of the remaining 9?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the only one that's really difficult to find is Vecna's. So if you ever get a lead on that, that would be something. But that's my job. See, all of those new places, they have... So an island is... okay. When you were back in the natural world, you look up and there are stars, right?
Yes, generally speaking.
Right. Those stars are the island. So Rutile Island would be a star, except that it's dark. Part of the reason why we are here. But the majority of other islands are stars and thus can be seen from the natural world. So when you were standing back at Bleak Forest, you were actually on a star. Now, those places have a natural light that reflects off of the vault of the astral sea, and we can look at that and determine where these places are. So unless they are dark, like Rutile Island, and there are a lot of places that are dark, a lot of places that aren't stars, a lot of islands that aren't proper properly glowing, but all of the awakened gods have a star, or their respective islands have a star. So I can look at that and make the charts, and then I give that to the captain, and that's how the captain gets you there.
Interesting. Well, I had thought that we had some that were still missing.
No. I have been trying to get all of them together, but you guys have actually. I mean, a lot of the time, you guys are back and forth fast enough that I'm not quite caught up. So usually, when you guys decide to go somewhere, I'll start research on that, and it doesn't usually doesn't take very long. Like, we sent an emissary to the Sage's Rectory, so that's all figured out. Because also I have to figure out the rotation. Some of them are moving, so there's that. That has to be figured out, which direction they're going and how fast.
Interesting.
Because you don't want to miss it.
Is there a way to tell just from the viewing whether or not the god is present on their island star?
Not that I know of. I mean, maybe some gods, if some aspect of their divinity is tied to the star. But as far as I know, no. At least it's not a quality that manifests across everybody's luminescence.
Well then, that answers my question by negating it.
Oh, well. If you got any other questions, I'm here.
All right, thank you.
If you ever want to just learn general astrocartography, I can teach you. It's, useful if you end up stuck out there somewhere.
That might be worth exploring.
Well, you just let me know. And he immediately gets back to what he was doing.
And Sakaar leaves.
Okay. When you leave, you run into Ket.
Oh, Hazard.
Yeah. What? Sorry. Book.
You seem distracted.
I am reading up on Mesco.
Mesco?
He's one of the gods on my short list.
That's
Healer.
not one that we had discussed previously.
I didn't say that everything we discussed was off. Anything we discussed was off of my short list.
So essentially, your short list is everything.
No, I have our discussed list, my short list, and the other gods.
Is there anything of note?
Have I found anything that we don't already have, Rodrigo?
You find a lot of sort of like poetry that might give you a read on what this goddess is like, but it's pretty preliminary and hard to ascertain before you learn more about who exactly was writing this.
Nothing particularly new yet, but her domain, or not necessarily. She was a healer, a trickster, and an assassin, which describes three of us.
Perhaps
also,
more.
Her symbol is a two-headed snake, so you just kind of gesture broadly at Sarkin or Sakaar. So that's why she's on the short list. Also, the librarians here have managed to find some information on her as opposed to information on other gods.
Which I suppose would make all the difference.
Yeah, the more we know.
Don't feed me straight lines, Rob.
But yeah, other than the three we discussed, I think Mesco's the only other one that we have any reason to approach soon.
Direct information or a direct reason?
Yeah.
Well, that brings us to roughly half of the remaining.
I've also been thinking about approaching a couple of other gods that didn't just wake up.
Such as?
Coralon and Milady.
And what makes you think that Coralon will be any less oh, what's the word? Fractious than he was before.
I don't know that he won't be, but I wouldn't mind seeing what's going on with him before everything comes to a head.
Sounds extraordinarily dangerous.
I mean, when was the last time we did anything that wasn't?
A fair point. And what of your Raven Queen? Or what is her new designation?
The Obsidian Huntress.
Hmm.
She basically gave me part of her soul.
Does that give you any sway over her?
Not in a literal sense, necessarily.
Does that give her any sway over you?
No. The same.
Is it still her soul if her nature has changed that much?
These are reasons why I've considered contacting her repeatedly.
So where are we leaning for our next immediate contact?
Do you know if the envoy has reached Thene?
Well, some of us know, but you weren't around when that conversation happened.
That's all right. You guys can see Orem walk by because this all presumably was happening at the same time. So you guys can see Orem going up the path from Zarza's office.
We can ask Master Rivendorn.
Hey.
Orem, what did you find out?
Oh, lots of information. Fortunately, time is unraveling or fraying in places that are generally empty, so we're okay there. Also, an emissary has made it to Thene, and it sounds like Thene is waiting for us, and it may not be a good idea to put her off for very much longer. So we might want to consider, since an emissary's there, she's expecting us. It doesn't sound like there's going to be, I don't know. If she didn't want to talk with us, she probably would have banished our emissary, so might be a good thing to go pay her a visit as quickly as possible.
Well, and who are we to keep the goddess of learning waiting?
What's that? What, Ket?
Well, that answers that question.
What question?
We were just discussing who our next
oh, sure.
should be.
Yeah, no, it sounds like maybe Thene might be a good idea. I mean, if you're on a winning streak, why not try to keep it going and make it easy? And if we can do that, then great. But I mean, don't mention that one thing.
Remember that one of the important rules of winning streak is that you not speak of the winning streak.
Oh, really? I have so few winning streaks there, Sakar.
I'm aware.
I'm not aware of these rules of winning.
You guys see Little Sparkle coming down the path as well.
Hey, look, there's Little Sparkle.
Hey, guys.
Hey, what did you find out?
I was thinking we should probably go to Thene.
That's just what I was saying.
Oh.
Our emissary is already there, and it sounds like she's waiting for us.
Well, cool. Because, Sloth thought he doesn't have anyone really at Maglubiet's yet, and thought we should probably have something more concrete besides we know where your head is before we go to Rafaga. So we might be able to get some of that at Thene's.
Well,
that's right.
I think that sounds like we've got some confirmations from a couple of sources that maybe Thene should be our next destination.
Let's hope that they're sources we can trust.
Well, that is true, too. I've been thinking about that in the back of my mind. Has anyone noticed anything different about any of our secondary team?
I don't know that we would. I mean, if we presume that there is an MOLE among us, they would have been there before we even arrived, theoretically.
He's not wrong.
Yeah. We could check in with Aluche, see if he's got anything new.
It's probably a good call.
Don't tell him where we're going.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm off to go see Gardenia.
I'll come with.
Talk more about the universe unraveling and what we know.
Oh, Interesting.
Okay, let's go see. You guys are welcome to join, Sakar and Ket.
I have a poet to learn about.
Oh, really? Anyone I would know?
Oh, you don't
Have I
know
even
yet.
found a name yet?
Oh, okay. The unknown poet. Oh, I see his writings all over the place.
Just go talk to the Ark in Orem.
Okay. Come on, little Sparkle.
Sounds good.
We wrap our arms together and go skipping along.
Shikar follows at a discreet
Skipping
distance so as
along
not to be seen
and
skipping.
swinging his tail around.
Steven.
All right. So you guys go see Gardenia, who is has been given an office close to Sarza's and is in the process of organizing some files. So yes, that does mean that there's a little like softball-sized little orb of light, and then like some papers like lift from the ground and go into like filing cabinets and stuff when you guys walk in.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
super weird.
Knock on the door. Hello.
The door opens.
Hi. It's Orem and Sakar and little Sparkle.
Hello.
Hi. Can we come in?
Please come in.
Looks like you're organizing.
Oh yes, there's a lot of paperwork.
Oh, okay. Nice. So I was over just talking with Sarsa, and she was explaining a little bit about how time seems to be stabilized in certain locations, but not others, and I didn't know if you had any further information on that.
Yes, the destabilization of time could have it will eventually speed up, but right now it is slow because time was stabilized to begin with through bureaucratic means. It's sort of like if a government defunds an office, the office doesn't just stop working. Usually even if they wanted to just put everything down, there's still a lot of paperwork to be filed and a lot of things that need to be done. Things happen slowly and gradually and usually poorly. So that's kind of what's happening to time right now.
Ah, okay.
Mm.
So do you think that we'll encounter any pockets of time unraveling in our next couple of stops?
Well, from what I understand, the way that your group tends to travel, you really don't have to worry about being out in the open astral sea, so it shouldn't be an issue. And when you get to an island, there will almost certainly be populated, and also there will be a god there to stabilize time. The problem is, as things continue to degenerate, one day you might get to an island and it might be stable, but time there may flow differently than it is flowing in other places. So you might find that you arrived and stayed for a few days, but when you leave and get back to Rutile Island, a year will have passed here or something like that. That's an extreme situation, but eventually it will be that way.
Yeah. Is time affected on the natural plane and the Feywild in the same way?
Yes. Well, maybe not in the Feywild, but it is affected in the natural world, which means that as a mirror of the natural world, it will affect the Feywild as well. It's sort of like if you think of the Feywild as a pond, if something happens in the natural world, it'll ripple through the Feywild. The effects won't necessarily be as strong, but they will happen, and eventually they will be large enough to cause an issue. But I'm not an expert on the Feywild, so I couldn't tell you how exactly things will change, especially in a place that's already so temporally unstable.
Okay, excellent.
It's really good to know that the unwieldiness of bureaucracy can sometimes have a good effect, if only on a cosmic level.
Oh, yes. Our Lady Arathis teaches that all aspects of cities and all aspects of civilized life are both good and bad. And people usually take that to mean, oh, well, a bureaucracy is good because you can create public works, and it's bad because sometimes people get caught in the cogs or don't have a recourse. But to truly delve into those teachings, you have to recognize that sometimes people getting caught in the works can be a good thing, and that sometimes this advancement of society can also harm others or yourself, or ultimately be your downfall. Everything from politics to crime to the written word to agriculture, it's always both good and bad. That is why Our Lady is neutral.
Huh. There's not much religion where I'm from, but I think she would be a patron of some truants.
I think that, from what I understand, the southern continent, right?
Yes.
I think knowledge of Arathis' teachings would be radical there, but I would worry that it would not. It would simply serve to empower those that are already in power, rather than actually help anyone.
Oh, sure. People teach people more complacency and faith in the existing bureaucracy, but I think a nuanced view. I'm worked as a bureaucrat myself, but also as a criminal. So it's just an interesting perspective.
Yes, our Avengers are frequently both bureaucrats and criminals.
Huh. That's interesting.
Possible career path to consider.
Yeah, right.
Well, if you ever wish to learn more about our faith, we would be happy to teach you.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it never really was a thing for me growing up, but considering how much I'm actively dealing with gods, might not be a bad idea to learn about one that seems to kind of align with the way I think anyways.
And the Sparkle Avenger is quite an impressive title.
Of course, that would be great if you decided to ever don the cloth, but I will point out that both Melora's and Arathis tend to be the ones that ask for the least amount of delving into the mysteries of their clerics and other divinely ordained priests. If you are a cleric of Bahamut, you are almost certainly only a cleric of Bahamut, and also a warrior, of course. But if you're a cleric of Arathis, chances are you either started out as a thief, a bureaucrat, or a soldier. And likewise, clerics of Melora tend to be rangers and sailors first, and then they join the priesthood.
Yeah, that's really cool. I had no idea. Like I guess my view of most priests would be like you said, just always born into it and stuff. But it seems like you'd have a better balanced look on the world if you'd done something else.
Yes, but not every religion cares about balance.
Fair enough. I guess if you're mostly all about, I don't know, doing just war, then it could muddy things if you do something besides just war.
Definitely. That is actually something that a lot of people don't comprehend between Arathis and Melora. They actually have a pretty good relationship. Because the wilds and civilization are not going anywhere. So it's better to strike a...
encroach on each other.
They do. Just like criminals encroach on honest workers, and just like, I don't know, panthers encroach on sheep. That doesn't mean that you want to get rid of all of one or the other.
It's a balance, like the tide on the shore.
That is exactly right. And no one understands the tide on the shore like Melora.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to you more. Maybe after we visit Thene.
Oh, that would be excellent. You can find a lot of great knowledge at the Sage's Rectory. I
Yeah,
hope
that's
you
what
have a good time there.
We're hoping for. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I seriously never thought of multi-classing until just now, but that's a pretty good pitch.
Sparkle Avenger.
I've considered it. But
By the end of the game, everybody will have multi-class, which is pretty standard for D&D, I would say.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for
maybe
there's just like a lot of feats, and you kind of start getting diminishing returns.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say maybe less so with this edition, but
The multi-class feats are so good, though.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah, and that's why I would say definitely with this edition, just because you're gonna have the feat slots for it.
Yeah,
you pick up a multi-class feat, and it gives you already what another feat does, plus access to everything else. So, yeah, definitely something to consider. Joining the Church of Cities.
I just went through a whole thing like 2 episodes ago about how much I love cities.
Yeah, there you go. Town be with you.
It's like, I think that's my background is urban.
Yeah, there you go.
I largely thought about it just to see if I could get my religion even crazier, but I really couldn't get a good...
entirely unnecessary.
It seems 100% necessary.
I didn't find one that I thought was a good conceptual fit.
Yeah, Artificers, like the original genesis of Artificers was like guys who can do something with all of this 3rd edition nonsense. Right? It's like 3rd edition just like vomits magic items at you.
Yeah.
And when Artificers were created, there are so many and so many things that you can do with them that they're basically like, what if use magic device or whatever the ability was called was a class? And, Artificers and Eberron were able to do just as much divine magic as arcane magic. And then when they got transferred to 4th edition, they got codified a lot more and really given like more of their own personality as well. But I've always sort of missed that aspect of like that an artificer can just like get somebody's holy symbol and like, lick it and like flick it and shoot a radiant bolt out of it because they know how energy manifests. How long does it usually take to make a magic item?
Like an hour?
Yeah, it's like super fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, after all of these conversations, Randus is done making a ring.
Hey, Ket.
Yo.
I made the thing you kind of asked for earlier.
Ooh.
Yeah, here, don't drop it. And I kind of just reach out and release in his hand. He feels something land. He may not see it right away, but if he looks, it seems to be a mostly invisible ring, but it does have like a rainbow sheen to it, and it does reflect light. Yeah, it's just the ring of Eladrin. What's it? I forgot the name of it.
The ring of Eladrin. What's it?
Eladrin Ring of Passage.
Ooh. Pick it up, put it on. All right, fits. Let's test this out. I'll teleport 2 squares.
Ooh.
Okay.
Because I can do that at will now.
Yep. Teleport 2 whole squares.
Somehow more efficient than walking.
Does it take a move action to do that?
Yeah.
Less efficient than walking.
Not if he's in
No, I know. I'm just making fun of him doing it out of combat. He avoids attacks.
He's going to do this everywhere.
Spiders.
Boop, boop.
I'll teleport behind Little Sparkle.
It's a quick way to get yourself stabbed.
A roundhouse.
Teleport away.
Back.
Thank you, Randus.
You're welcome.
It works perfectly.
That's good. Yeah, I hope that you can use it to good effect.
Me too.
So what have you guys been doing?
Chatting about what's next. I think we're gonna go see Theen.
Oh, theme. Good. Yeah, I was kind of hoping for that, but you guys seem to have pretty good ideas otherwise. But yeah. Any particular reason for the change in thought?
Well, our emissary's already there, and so we don't want to keep her waiting. Plus, we don't have anyone who's at the Snap Stab. What a great name, by the way. Big fan. And Rafaga is kind of hot-headed, but probably shouldn't say something like that in front of her. Anyways, we should probably have some better leads for Rafaga before we show up.
Okay.
We have destroyed a book. A very important book.
Right. Yeah, you guys still don't know what that book was about, though, so she'd kind of have to take your word for it.
Well, I mean, is she aware that it was us?
Yeah. Oh, I think we're talking about trying to impress Rafaga as opposed to be hated by Theen. So.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if we would have succeeded, that would have been one thing. But yeah, I think Theen's probably a good idea, and we can consider the rest maybe in a bit more time.
Yeah,
So-
Have I found anything else out about the poet yet?
Not specifically. There's a lot of all of these gods are very fragmentary information, so you're basically still compiling stuff on Mesco.
All right. We've gotten a decent chunk of more information on Mesco that has to be sorted and evaluated, but I've added her to the short list.
All right. Well, maybe we should gather up resources and head out.
Okay.
Unless anybody else has something that you need to get accomplished.
I think we're good.
Anyone else looking at Ketten's car and Little Sparkle?
I can't think of anything.
All right. Well,
Yeah, I'm good. Unless we want to make a quick trip on our way to visit Aluche and see if he's got anything for us.
I mean, I'm game if we have the time.
Well, we travel super fast, so we could always send a sending first to find out before we actually show up there in case he's moved.
Also, do we have a new captain for our boat?
Not yet.
Would you mind sending a sending to him for me?
Sure. You want one of the cheap ones? Or do you want one of the good ones? Oh, well, if it's the cheap one, then that's Randus's. I only deal in the finest of sendings.
So,
Brandis is just better at this.
Yes, he is.
usually. Let's
God.
not talk about
What?
3 episodes ago.
Zing.
So yeah, you want a message?
Yeah, just that Little Sparkle wanted to check in and see if you had any more information for sale.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and roll that.
Yep.
Sounds
I
good.
will help.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's
Wait
I
for
definitely
his
got
result.
a +2 on that.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Maybe you should have. All right. Rolling
People are
with
trying
his
to save money.
aid. Oh, well.
There you go.
We got the same result. 44.
So 46.
Yep.
Well, no, I included the +2 in the roll.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So I basically go what he rolled with his help.
That's good.
Yes, but also your die is 12 points lower.
Your bonus is
Well.
37.
No, it's 35 +2.
Yep.
That's too many.
So is 44 going to be enough to send it anywhere?
40 or higher anywhere in the same plane.
Well, there you go. I was
Yeah, he
actually
needs-
pretty close.
I think he needs better than 2 with help,
Well, he did roll 2 ones in a row, so
which is not better than 2.
Brandes gets that back.
He's asking to swing by a tea shop at the Sage's Rectory when we get the opportunity.
Well, perfect. Gonna go there anyways.
Okay. Yeah. So, I guess, should I send back a confirmation?
Yeah, why don't we just go and we'll be like, actually, we were already here, because I'm still not thrilled about him knowing how fast we travel.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, let's, I mean, we could tell him we're in the area, and where exactly is it at?
Well, did he give the name of it?
You just said a little tea shop?
Huh. Why don't we just go there? I think I'd be embarrassed if I couldn't find a place in a city.
Okay. I'm sure there's multiple tea shops, but okay.
Yeah, but I'm guessing I can figure out what he wants.
Okay. So,
And if not, we can always sending him again.
yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, let's, are we ready to go now, or what's, do we want to rest?
I just
or?
realized that we don't have a captain for our ship, so we need to secure a captain. So I'll make another quick trip over to Sarsa.
I guess we can't keep pulling her away, huh?
Depends on what she wants to do. Kind of her call.
Also true.
So knock on Sarsa's door.
Yep, Sarsa opens it.
Sorry to bother you again so soon. We're about to embark, and we realized we didn't have a captain yet.
Oh, that's all right. I can captain the ship. We've got
Are you
another.
sure? I
We've
know
got an
you're
actual
busy.
captain coming.
Oh,
but,
okay.
I can take you this time.
Okay, I know you're very busy. Thank you so much.
It's not a problem.
Okay, thank you.
You guys are pretty much the mission, so.
Okay, well then, if you're ready to go, then we're ready to go.
Well, let me just make sure everything's ready. It'll probably be a couple hours to get everything together.
Okay, well, we will be waiting when you tell us to board.
Very well. I'll
All right.
see you in a bit then.
Okay, great. I'll rush back to the group.
Okay.
So, I talked to Sarsa.
Uh-huh.
She said she was going to captain the ship again for us, but she also did say that there was a captain on the way.
Ah.
We can't leave right now
Fair.
because she's going to make sure that everything is stowed and secured and everything is taken care of, so it'll be a few hours.
Okay, should we hit the mess in the meantime? Or?
Sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay.
And what may be only an hour or so for us is going to be a week for our listeners. Thank you so much for downloading and listening to this episode. If you have questions, comments, etc., you know where to send them. podcast@majorspoilers.com. Don't forget, we've got a comment section over at Major Spoilers. Share your thoughts. I love it when people go in and share their thoughts on an episode, and then everybody jumps in on the conversation. So head over to majorspoilers.com, and in the comments section for this episode, get those comments a-rolling. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2019 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.